With 3D printing, there are only three main technologies that need to be invested in: a 3D printer, including the filament to print with, computer-assisted design or computer-assisted modeling software, and a computer to run this on. Access to the internet is not required, but it's very beneficial. There are various types of software that students can use to design the 3D printed piece. AutoCAD is often used in the professional engineering world and is quite expensive. Another option would be SolidWorks, which is a bit more user-friendly, but still it's expensive. Personally, I would highly recommend Tinkercad for people who are just learning to use this type of software. It's very user-friendly and kid-friendly as well, and it's a great way to be introduced to 3D modeling. Plus, Tinkercad is free and it can be accessed online. Along with Tinkercad, Thingiverse is another website that supports 3D printing because it allows users to share their designs with the online community. So for example, if you're looking to print a custom designed iPhone case, you can just download someone else's design and modify it rather than having to start from scratch and take precise measurements yourself. 3D printing heavily supports the learning theory of constructionism, where students learn by doing. When students have the freedom to design something themselves on the computer and then see it come to life in person, they're essentially creating their own learning. They're taking what they've already learned about 3D objects and applying that to their own design. And in doing so, they're improving their spatial reasoning. Students are gaining their own understanding through their experiences, so teachers actually act more as facilitators than educators. Differentiated instruction is also supported by 3D learning. Students can be given the choice to design what they wish based on their interests, or they can be given the freedom to approach a design challenge in a variety of ways. Learning can even be self-directed by having the students follow tutorials to learn how to use the software. In this way, teachers can use the assessment of their students' readiness, interests, and learning profile to differentiate the content, process, and product. The greatest societal impact of 3D printing is that it gives easy access to rapid prototyping. Much like the personal printer enabled everyone to be an author, the 3D printer enables anyone to be an inventor, entrepreneur, and manufacturer. Having access to a 3D printer eliminates the need for importing certain products, and it reduces our ecological footprint. It enables us to mass produce in our own backyard. The benefit of incorporating more technology, such as 3D printers, into educational settings is that it fosters creativity, innovation, and collaboration. Students of all ages now have the tools necessary to design solutions to problems. Even children could design and build a prosthetic device now. When using this technology in an educational setting, there are quite a few considerations. The first is cost. A 3D printer generally runs from $1,500 to $3,000, whereas each roll of filament costs $50. To use the 3D printer effectively, teachers and students need to be trained on how to use it and be able to troubleshoot common problems. Another issue is the length of time it takes to print. Because 3D printers are still relatively new technology, it can take about 15 minutes to print an object the size of a grape. So assuming a teacher has access to just one printer, with a class of 30 students, it would take 7.5 hours for every student to print a small object. Despite these limitations, the benefits of 3D printing far outweigh the disadvantages. 3D printing encourages imagination, creativity, and innovation. All learners should be given the opportunity to be inventors.